Hello, I'm Beck. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm drawing Toby, who will be the final character in my webcomic series, which is going to be called Downtime. As you can see here, I've been doing the designs a little backwards because I'm doing this webcomic thing wrong, where I done 4 of the characters and I made them very detailed. And here I've got the basic shapes of what their vibe is, and then try to sketch them as quickly as possible in an attempt to simplify them, because when you're drawing a webcomic, you have to draw the characters frequently, and if they have a lot of accessories, if you have to draw in a lot of detail every single time, it's going to take forever and you're going to be demotivated and you're not going to want to draw them anymore. So if you've been watching the last 4 videos, you'll have seen me design Frankie, Gaz, Petra, and Mabel. The young man in the middle, who is an orc, is Toby. And Toby's who I'm designing today. In the beautiful fashion of doing everything wrong, I had the inspiration to try and simplify everyone before I'd actually fully designed this character. So he looks very farm boy at the moment. He loses the overalls and goes with like jeans and t-shirt. Spoilers in the final look. I did want these characters to look cohesive. Part of the reason I drew them all together was that I wanted them to look like a team. So here I'm drawing the little stars on each of them. He doesn't have his star in the design I'm about to do because when I introduced Toby to the group, he is not part of the team yet, so he doesn't have his star yet. Also important, and it's gone now, you can't see it anymore, but I gave him an emotional support animal creature because I wanted him, well, I didn't want him, he has anxiety, and I wanted him to have a little creature that helps him with that. He's a very shy person, even though he is a musician. His role in the group, which they will advertise, is that they need someone to do like distractions whenever they're like going about a quest and they need someone to look in the other direction. They need someone like that. And so this will be in one of the panels that I draw in future, assuming I get around to it. I will. I've written all the scripts, not all the scripts. I've written quite a few scripts for the webcomics. I just need to actually make the time to draw each panel. But this is the whole theme of like, I'm doing this wrong. If I was being very serious about it, I wouldn't even be posting any of these videos before I had like the first 10 panels up on my website ready for you to look at. But this is a hobby. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not looking to make it into like a big business kind of thing. So yeah, doing it wrong, but I'm leaning into that and just having a good time. So yeah. Moving back to Toby as a character, the initial inspiration for him was like when I'm playing D&D and you have the bard, and usually they have very high charisma. I usually see that played as someone who has a lot of bravado, who's very, very confident, who like, they know that they're talented, they know how great they are, and they're not afraid to like point that out and bring everyone's attention to them and be like, look at me, I'm great. Usually they're a little bit of a slut. Usually they're the ones seducing whoever needs to be seduced, that kind of thing. I like the idea of the other kind of charisma. Well, really, there's a few kinds. There's the kind where your charisma works to intimidate people, but this isn't him either, even though he is an orc. His kind of charisma is that more humble, almost mysterious vibe. Like, he's not trying to be mysterious, he doesn't think anyone would be interested in his songs or his poetry. He's grown up in a family where everyone is a performer. So he has a lot of competition, but also a lot of like they're all too supportive of each other. There's that thing where, like, on one hand, you do want to support your family. So, like, if someone does a painting, you want to be like, oh, that's amazing, well done. But if you have one child do a painting that is amazing and is like well above their like age skill level, and you give them this positive reinforcement of like, that's amazing, I'm going to put it on the fridge, and then you have another child produce absolute garbage, but your response is like, that's amazing, I'm going to put it on the fridge. It's kind of like, it's not a great incentive to the child who was actually talented. And also it can create this kind of feeling that like, it doesn't really matter what you do. Also, you never really know if you are talented, because like outside of the family, art is very subjective. So you could have two people see the very talented child's art, and one thinks it's amazing and one thinks it's terrible. By the same token, you could have two people look at the not very talented child's art, and one will love it and one will think it's terrible. So like Toby has this thing, and I think he's the youngest in his family. I haven't really mapped out his entire family structure. The most important element in his family is that at least one of his parents are like internationally famous superstars. So his shyness comes a little bit from like, whenever his parents are in the room, he is invisible to everyone else. Like, all of his siblings are very excited because their parents are home, and there's like paparazzi. There's like, your average person is so amazed that like this superstar is in their presence that everyone else just like ceases to exist. And that's Toby. That's been his whole life. So, I lied. The star is on his shoe here, but it will be on his shirt when he's part of the team. Anyway, this is a little hint that he was always meant to be part of the team, I guess. It's been a while since I actually drew Toby, and now I'm doing this audio recording part and just like reflecting on that time. What was I saying? Oh, right. So Toby is very shy. It's not that he's afraid of the spotlight. It's more a case of like, he doesn't think he really deserves it. And he's used to like, if he's practicing a song, have like someone be like, shut up, Toby, or something like that, because they're also working on their song, or like they're recording something, so they need the room to be quiet and that kind of thing. So when we first meet Toby in this webcomic series, he's just left home. He's out in the world for the first time, and he's looking to find, quote unquote, his people. So like people who understand him, people who make him feel safe and at home. I don't know if he's consciously looking for that. I think he's really just looking for a place to sleep, like a room, and ideally a job. But yeah, he doesn't have the confidence to really even go on auditions. And he should, because one of the things about him is that nobody in his family has really acknowledged or realized this, but he's a bit of a savant. Like, he can pick up any instrument and just play what he hears on the radio. Like, he doesn't need to like study the music notes, or what is it called when you're actually reading music in a book? Let me know in the comments. But like, he doesn't need to learn music that way. He can just hear it and play it. And that's a thing that people have. I don't know if savant is the right word. I'll put it on the screen after I've Googled it if it's a thing. I think Bill Bailey has it. Like, he can just play whatever he hears, and he's amazing. Anyway, that's a side note. But yeah, so Toby is like, he's a little bit of a dag, and he's a bit adorable. And I have a little bit of romance go on between him and another character who I'm not going to name because I want it to be revealed in the course of the comics. But like, he does form these strong connections that he maybe didn't know he needed. But this team that he joins makes him feel special and makes him feel worthy. And like, romance aside, he finds his people, and that is a beautiful thing. And I think probably the crux of what these comics are is the character development that happens outside of the like fighting part of an adventurer's quest. So interpersonal relationships, maybe some of them might try to start a business. That's something I haven't written into scripts yet, but again, my plan is for it to be just like an ongoing comic that it goes wherever the characters take it. So I like to write things without a huge plan in mind, because usually it's the journey that I find so much more interesting than like they started here and they ended here. More a case of like, this character needs to work on this part of their personality. What kind of challenges can I throw their way that will help them work on that? Very rarely is that challenge a dragon or something that they have to physically fight. But yeah, that's where the concept of this comic is really based in. That sentence was terrible. Whatever. I'm just talking here. But like, yeah, I think the most interesting part of a story is the way the characters interact with each other and grow from each other and like support each other or don't support each other. And by doing that, they teach like each other stuff. I hope you get what I mean. I get what I mean, but obviously I'm the one talking. So yeah. So we're up to the stage where we have Toby in his different outfits, and he's a bit of a casual guy. I think when he left home, he didn't necessarily bring a lot of money with him. He would have just like clothes that are very comfortable, because I think part of his shying away from the spotlight and like a lot of the stuff he does is, it's like he's avoiding the look at me vibe. So I think his whichever parent, or maybe it's both of his parents, and they have like a duo singing thing. I think they're very like, a lot of stage makeup, a lot of glitter, a lot of like razzle dazzle is involved in their act. And he's the other kind. He's more of the Ed Sheeran kind of performer versus like a Taylor Swift, Beyonce kind of performer. So it's not better or worse. It's just like a very different vibe. So I think even if he were to make it big, he would still be wearing jeans and a t-shirt on stage. I don't think he's really the kind who would wear costumes and things like that. Unless, of course, in the course of a quest, he was required to for some reason. Like if they were coming up against a beast who he needed to be wearing something that catches the light. I think only in that circumstance would he wear like a glittery thing, and he would be very self-conscious and he'd feel like an idiot, but he would do it because he loves his team. And yeah, I think that's about it. I didn't really draw the guitar super well. It's on his back. I'm sure if you play the guitar, you'll notice that like it's wrong, but the vibe is there. The vibe of the guitar is there. You get what it's supposed to be. Anyway, so this is Toby's stat sheet. What do you think of him? Do you think that he's in for a great adventure? I don't know. This is the final character of the group, and the next one is going to be the webcomic panel, which I am excited to show you. I haven't drawn any further ones after that panel, but maybe by the time the video is live, I will have. If you'd like to be one of the first to know and have your name in future videos, head over to my Patreon, where you can get a lot of behind the scenes exclusive stuff, not just for my drawing channel, but also for my writing. So you could potentially be naming a character in the next book that I write. I have my sticker sheets up there. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe if you liked it and wish to subscribe. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you next time. Bye!